Hey Grace Church, this is Pastor Chelsea, and I want to welcome you to 12 Weeks of Grace, a journey toward anti-racism. This week we are looking at the topics of race and housing and how the two issues coincide so often. We are going to take a look at some national resources, a TED Talk by someone in Minneapolis, and some statistics about race and housing across the nation. And we are also going to take a look at some resources a little more local. There is a State of Delaware housing report in your resources, and there are also a few articles about the city of Wilmington. We know that there are large disparities when it comes to race and looking at home ownership rates, when it comes to race and looking at the number of individuals who are unhoused, when it comes to race and looking at the amount of money that is invested in the city and by the state in particular neighborhoods. We know that there are a lot of one's success in life, a lot of how one is able to thrive begins at a young age. And a lot is determined by what city block or what your street address is. Even from district to district here in the city of Wilmington, things are vastly different when it comes to the resources available. We know, for example, that West Center City has been on the mayor's priority list for a long time, that it's been a focus to try and revitalize this area, and yet there is still a lot of work to do. We know that much of this work goes back to the 1960s and the 1970s as I-95 was built right through the city. I-95 displaced a large number of African Americans and a large number of African American homeowners, and the city is still recovering from that development. The city is still recovering from development of businesses coming in and moving into the downtown area. We know that the conversation of revitalization, the conversation of development is complicated, that it's really complex, and you have to really know the history of the place and the history of its leaders. And yet, some of the resources this week will help us take a dive into the history here in Wilmington and into some of the differences and some of the discrimination that comes around race and comes around housing. And so we hope that you will continue on this journey with us. We hope that you will keep asking hard questions. We hope that you will join us on Monday afternoon with Reverend Jim as we dive into these resources a bit, as we ask some hard questions together. And we hope that you will continue the conversations, that you will share these resources with a friend or with a neighbor, that you will come and volunteer here at Grace for food distribution or for some of the other ministries, the outreach that is happening here in West Center City, and that you will just continue to be connected. Friends, we are grateful for this journey. We're grateful for the ways you have been in this process with us, that you have been on this journey with us. We could not do it alone, and so we are glad to do it together. Friends, I hope you'll take some time. I hope you will ask some hard questions, and we will talk to you soon.